and I just excused myself from my group when Lester made his final comment of the day. It sent Shannon over the edge. Shannon doesn't go over the edge. Why a woman is teaching this course, let alone coaching, is beyond me. Oh. One side of me is going, I gotta see this. Oh, geez. Well, out of the corner of my eye, I see Shannon in full crimson splendor, striding towards Lester. Same side, I gotta see this. And then the other side going, oh, you better stop her. So I quickly said, time out, lunch break, everybody be back here at 1:30, and I intercepted Shannon. Shannon shot me a look, went right back by me, out the door, and kept walking. Well, I turned around, and I saw the female police officer in Lester's face with a big group behind them. I'm going, uh-oh, I got to see this. And then I said, oh, I better break it up. Once the dust had settled, and I got Lester outside with the male police officer watching guard, more out of safety for Lester, in somewhat of a respectful manner, I agreed with Lester that his time was better spent somewhere else, and he could take his bovine excrement with him. Lester was set free. A few of the concerned coaches asked if Shannon was all right, and I told them, oh, she always goes for a jog at lunch, don't worry. When I arrived at the predetermined lunch spot, about 30 minutes later, Shannon was there. I walked in and said, well, that went smoothly, don't you think? And she says, this big blur of apologies that only Shannon could dream of. I couldn't believe my eyes, couldn't believe my ears. Then Shannon went into what I could only surmise at the time was some sort of a tirade. It was a combination of June Cleaver meets Opie from Mayberry. It was like watching a young bird learn to fly, except Shannon was learning how to curse someone out. I couldn't get a word in edgewise, mainly because I couldn't control my laughing. And two, Shannon had not come up for air yet. There were some nasty gosh darns and dangs and sugars and fiddlesticks. A few other things I didn't catch while I was laughing, but in a loud, clear voice. The crescendo. That Lester, what an ass! I finally understood something. It was loud enough for everyone in the small restaurant to stop what they were doing and look at Shannon. I had tears running down my face. Shannon finally burst out laughing. Followed 2 minutes later by more apologies. What a potty mouth, that girl. Being from a family of 5 brothers, I did offer to tutor her in the art of using expletives. She politely declined. And as a good friend, I've held that over her head for the past 23 years. I got a lot of mileage out of it, saved it for special occasions with Shannon. When we returned that afternoon, Shannon got a standing ovation and noticed Lester wasn't there. She gave me a look, and I went. Funny thing, 2 weeks later, Shannon got a letter from Smithers Minor Hockey, thanking us for the sessions and providing them with a reason for barring Lester from coaching in their association. Shannon felt terrible. Me, not so much. After that day, Lester became a code word for us. Anytime we were facing a challenging time and in need of a little extra support, we would just say Lester. It was not often used, but when we did use it, we knew what it meant, and we would drop what we were doing and connect with each other. When Shannon took on the challenge of running the PACES program in 2000, I was extremely pleased to have her on staff. She is a tireless professional who cares deeply about her students. Shannon and her colleague Darla grew to be a great team and close friends. They were highly respected by the students, staff, and community. The program focused on support, health, and well-being of the family unit, and the process of getting them through to graduation. Shannon, with Darla's help, put together a safe, caring, and friendly learning environment for their students. They often provided healthy snacks and fresh baked goods. Shannon had a theory: provide food and they will come. They did. I often noticed her there early in the morning baking for her students. Shannon and Darla worked through so many difficult scenarios supporting their students, always in contact with the many different agencies involved in their young parents' lives. They never complained. They even learned how to text, because that was the best tool to use to communicate. And Shannon found that tough at first, but then she really enjoyed it. Shannon was so proud of her students for sticking it out and not giving up. Graduation was always such a special time. I'm not sure who beamed more, Shannon or the students walking across the stage. It made everything so worthwhile. When I became the administrator at Cal, Shannon and I met every Monday morning from 7:30 to 8 to catch up on our students, but more often than not, we talked about basketball, family, or just our busy lives. There were only a few times when codename Lester was put in play. First time, when my youngest son Marcus battled meningitis, Shannon was there. Then it was the series of cancers, what we call the evil Lester, which has brought us here today. In my own family, we have followed a few Scottish traditions for certain occasions in life, and this is one of them. I would like to leave you with a Scottish poem. Shannon, when I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little, but not too long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember the love we shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey that we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all a part of the Master's plan, a step on the road to home. When you're lonely and sick of heart, go to the friends we know and bury your sorrows in doing good deeds. Miss me, but let me go. Murdoch, Walker family, thank you so much for sharing Shannon with all of us. Shannon, that Lester, what an ass.